Jalo, jalo. Wena uyangizulisa.
Xebafethu, this is the Temple Drama, your boyfriend's homie. At least you know where he's at if he's not with you. And today, I've got the man with a plan. The man who prays by playing, right? J-Star, Joshua, Zacchaeus, Pastabdxll, the man with many names. Yeah. So we're just gonna do a drive around and get to know you better. For those that know you, for those that are still to know you, give them a brief description of who you are.
I'm a working coach, first of all. First name, Joshua Zacchaeus, also known as J-Star, now known as Pastabdxll. I'm an artist, I'm a drummer, a producer, songwriter. And yeah, right now I'm evolving, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll leave it there and I'll let the questions, you know,
unfold.
Unpack more. I don't want to just get into it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You know, I remember actually the first time I met you. I don't even know what year it was, but I remember my late brother was a sound engineer, so they had a show in Fourways. And she was like, "No, get on stage, can watch him play, you know." And I got on there and I was just flabbergasted. Like, I think it's the time you were playing for Lira. And I mean, I just watched in awe, and I don't remember how I approached you afterwards. And I mean, you were the most down-to-earth person that I think I've ever met, you know. And from there, I've followed your career, the evolution from J-Star to Pastabdxll and so forth, you know. So you've been through a lot. From what I see that you put up, I mean, on social media and so forth, you know. So just briefly, like, for you in this industry, I know you came up from when you were still young. Firstly, how did you even get to the point where you're playing for all these stars and so forth?
First of all, I'm an open book. That's why you know so much. I believe if you're not an open book, you can't really testify. You can't just come and say, God is good, God is good, God is good. You're lying to people if you don't show them that sometimes things go bad with you. So for me to get to your question, how I started playing for all these stars, I said it in another interview the other day. If you look at what artists are doing, well, before the pandemic, people get into a car, they drive, they go tour, they sleep over, they perform, all those things, right? That's considered as being a professional musician, right? That is what stars do. So I've always played for stars, even as a kid. Because the bands I was playing for that time were touring. So being professional started when I was a kid, before I knew it was a profession.
What profession is,
yes, it was a lifestyle. You must know, music was not a lifestyle for people when I started playing drums. People used to discourage us. It's a hobby. Don't.
But I mean, for those that did it, it was a profession.
For those who did it, because they had to. They grew up in a time where they probably had people around them support them, or they worked through the support. But in terms of being a kid, me not knowing what's happening, for me it was just, I love playing. We're going to go save souls. That was the reward. The greatest reward you can ever perform for is watching people come to Christ. Because, you know, we're a Christian band, we're touring, we're doing everything. And for me, that was professional, being professional, right? But I didn't know it. I realize now that I can't discredit those years. Those are the years that made me.
That was the foundation.
Yes, that's paying dues. Sleeping on the floor at people's houses, sleeping on their couches to perform the next day. Those are dues that artists today don't want to pay. You know? So my strongest foundation was playing for the artists you've never met or never seen me play for, because they are the ones that made me this strong. They made my skin this thick. You know, if I get to a place and they say, oh, there's no 5-star hotel or whatever, I'm like, B&B, I'll even share with the next guy, what I know people hate sharing. Cool. But I'm from a family of 12, you know. I've paid so many dues, I've shared a room room with more than 3 people.
Yeah.
So, hello.
It's normal,
it's gonna take a lot for me to really be a diva, and that's how a lot of people took advantage of me, because I'm so easygoing and I'm understanding. But getting into the industry and playing for the big stars now, that was the shift. You know, because now it's no longer unknown bands. It's your Kunle, your Lira, your Salailo Solota, and those bands, playing with those guys got me into all these festivals, Ubu Jazz Festival, years ago. I'm talking about over 15 years ago, if not 20. You know, playing big festivals everywhere, and more people would see. You know, and now I'm getting different calls from different people, and working with Lebu Mashile, who is a poet, and an amazing woman and a goddess. She introduced me to Lira because she was shooting her live thing, and I was playing for her. And Lira was one of the guys on the bill. You know, so that's how I met Lira, and you know, our chemistry started and all that. But that is basically just referrals. When someone says, listen, Jay, I've seen you at this show, can you please come and vibe with our band? I mean, band of instrumentals. It's so many people, different genres, you know, of people who helped me grow, because that's how I grew, by playing with different people.
So when you say they took advantage of you, I mean, we always hear of stories where, you know, artists or musicians are not paid enough. And I say that because from what I know, my brother is also a drummer, you know, but he himself feels like he can't go all the way professional because of exactly what you're saying, that they don't pay you guys enough. So he needs to have his 9-to-5 job to sustain his livelihood, and this drumming, it's just because he enjoys it, you know. So in what way do they take advantage, and why is it that they, like, isn't there a way that musicians can stand up together and say, look, this is what we do, and I mean, you can't do it alone.
That's why we fall alone. That's why Madiba went to jail alone. That's why someone gets killed alone, because he's the one standing out, yet he's fighting for other people,
everyone else.
You know, so just to start there, you know, because you said together. Oh yes, so we pray the world can get together on a lot of things. You know? But the last thing I know is musicians are gonna get together just to try and do something that's gonna benefit the greater good and everyone else. You know, yes, there are some musicians who want to do good and want to start these type of things for us, but not all of us are willing to go out and stand and say, yo, we are enough is enough. We are important. You know, it's like musician lives matter. Because right now, what are people doing to calm down during the lockdown? They listen to music. Musicians are keeping them wholesome, but what are we doing? We're struggling. You know, so people take advantage in this. Me, I don't want to speak for anybody else, because when it's time to stand up, I stand alone. So, me, this is me. My heart was wired by a pastor, you know, a pastor in a family that loved God, and they taught us do everything as unto God. So I was taken advantage of by the fact that I love to give my gift in service, you know, for God, because I do it. That's my school. Like, I don't have another preset or factory setting that I can go back to, like, I'm just gonna be a douchebag. Pay me, I don't come or whatever. Nah, I'm like, yo, if you say we got a project but hey, there's no money, whatever, I'm saying, yo, let's get it, man. Let's get it, because I know we're trying to build a friendship and a relationship here. So if you think I can help you do this, let's go. But that's where I failed. I always made it about the connection, and I wasn't a good businessman, you know. This is why now when I speak, I want to help everybody who listens to me, because I really believed in, oh no, the band is a family and whatever, but in my absence, you don't write my name down for the stuff that I came up with. So you're taking advantage of the fact that he's not here, you know. So there's a lot of things that I got myself into because I always wanted to. I believed people. I was a sucker. You know what I mean? Like, I was a sucker, and it helped me, because you know how it helped me. I wasn't even trying to really, you know, I can't say rob them. I don't want to rob people. I'm not coming into your band to sabotage you. I don't need to play for you. I'm coming here to make things better, and that's always been me. Ask every musician who's stepped into a room with me.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not the MD, you know, sometimes I have to silence myself because I'm thinking, yo, bro, can't we just, you know, do this there? But I'm realizing, yo, I'm not the MD here. Let me chill, you know. But that's me. So if there's no MD, obviously I step up, you know, and I create. And I'm like, you know, I go to the artist. I'm like, listen, please, with your permission, can we just try to change this, whatever? And if it works out, good, you know, because that's how I showed Lira that I have MD qualities. That's how the DVDs were won, you know, because there was an MD cooking up the show. Do you understand? And working on the music and sending her stuff. So those are the things that people don't understand when we say we've been taken advantage of. People just think, oh yeah, they didn't want to pay you, whatever. But I'm supposed to eat royalties. But because someone didn't put my name down, someone else has eaten those royalties. Do you understand? So, and
for something that they didn't do.
Something they didn't do. I can tell you today, Robin Cole was not in our rehearsals to cook up the music. Do you understand? So him taking credit for any of that is nah. They're not being MD mentioned when the DVDs are collected. So who made this music? When you know, like when you see everybody in, overseas speak about the DVDs or whatever, you see the MD. What did the Nokia ad show you? That this guy's the MD. You know what I mean? That I didn't fabricate that. They saw that and they allowed Nokia to put it out like that. So for me to not have any credit as the MD, where did that go to? You know? So I was a sucker in not doing my business well, but you know what I did? I sowed my seeds, and the people who did what they did sowed their seeds. So I give you all my heart to break. I say, you know what? I'm gonna work and I'm gonna walk away. And if you decide to discredit me or not put my name down, that's your seed that you sow now. Now life is gonna deal with you based on your integrity, you know. So for me, I've taken that pain off. I've taken it off because I realized in life we sow seeds. Today I'm struggling because I've sown bad seeds in the past. I've made some bad decisions. I'm looking back, I'm just reflecting, and I'm realizing, yo man, sometimes a good heart in the wrong place. It's a breeding ground for resentment and pain and bitterness and depression, because now you've given out so much of yourself, and later on you realize, wow, these people never had intention to help me. You know, it's a painful place to be. So I had to grow out of that and realize and look back and look at my mistakes and look at where I have to take my hands off. I don't have to deal with it.
So would you say you're a better businessman now?
Yeah, definitely. And the people that call me now know to call me and speak to me like a brand. Because you can't call me J-Star and offer me a beginner drummer's fee. Because every single brand, aka Lira, all these big, when you call them that name, you've recognized that they have built something. Why when you call J-Star, do you want to devalue him? You understand? You want him to MD, sing and drum, but you want to pay him to just play drums. In fact, not even his full drum fee. So that's what I'm saying. The industry has shown me that people's hearts are at the test every single day. You're gonna fail yourself by screwing people over. You know what I mean? It's not my responsibility to come after you. If I can, it would feel great to punch you in the face. You know, like we guys, you know what I mean? Guys love that. Guys, like me, I'm a man, yo. Like, I would love to punch somebody in the face and get it out. You know? But, you know, you gotta reserve yourself sometimes. That's not the professional way to do stuff. But as a man, it's always the first instinct, anger, whatever. So what everybody saw was a lot of anger and pain, you know? But that's not who I am. Because if I was such a bad guy, how did we make all those DVDs and how did, you know? So people can say what they want to out there, but the proof is in the pudding.
And you know, funny enough, I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing, but as soon as you left that band, when you're playing with Lira, for some reason, I stopped listening to her music. Not because I thought ill of her or anything. Look, I mean, I was not there when whatever was happening happened, but you know, it's when you relate to someone and you admire what they do. You know, I mean, like I say, I followed the evolution of J-Star, right from when you were with Lira and up till now. You know, and for you being a down-to-earth person and being able to tell your story, I guess those that stuck with you, they stuck with you because they know that you're a genuine person. You know, like, they don't believe what other people say about me because they know how they met me. You know what I mean? So anyway, leaving that behind,
Yeah.
I know you are a family man.
Yeah.
Like you
live
and die for your family. Yeah, now more than ever.
Yeah.
You know, but I just want to backtrack a bit. From your dad being a pastor, to the point where, you know, you were playing in church and then you start playing secular music. Did they not have issues with that
Not really.
at all?
The support of my parents allowed me to break a lot of boundaries. You know, it allowed me to show people that, you know what, you can operate in the world because your relationship is with God and not with people.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be smoking, drinking, sinning or whatever, you're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Why do you need to, you know what I mean, have that cloud over you? The type of person you are will take you to the things you want to do. You know? So that's why being a pastor's kid, for me, playing secular music, it wasn't a big problem. It didn't distract me. I was a dancer as well, let me just tell you, right? So hip hop dancer for many years, and we brought dancing and camping and all this stuff into the church. We were the dancers that ushered that into the church where we were, because in our community we couldn't do that, you know. So those boundaries also, you know, like obviously, you know, pastors weren't very hip to, you know, you come in the church, you're looking like this, and I was a baggy nigga. Yo, that's why everybody thought. Yo, this is also something I have to tell you. This is why everybody thought I was imitating American drummers. No, I was dressing like a dancer and I would go to gigs because I'm a dancer. So after all these little gigs, I'd always come back and teach dance, and you know what I mean. So I was a dancer more than in my dressing, more than a drummer.
But you still had the cap with the lace down there.
You know. So that was all part of things that. Because I mean, my parents didn't want me to have earrings and cornrows, and so I started early. My evolution helped me do things like, you know, be able to inspire people to go out and play secular gigs and come back and play in your church Sunday without any judgment. Obviously, some churches didn't allow it,
they don't
want it or whatever, but it has helped musicians see that you're not gonna. I mean, a doctor doesn't just work on saved people's. If you're a doctor, if you're a Christian, you know, you're not just gonna say, "Oh, if you're Muslim or whoever, I'm not working on your mouth." Or listen, we want the money, you know. So that's what it's about. We need to just get to the point and know what the purpose is. You know?
And then that's what I like about your family. From what I've seen, obviously, you guys support each other. You're a musical family. You're a family that grew up in church, and you have never deviated. You didn't deviate from the core of who you are, regardless of what you did in your career, you know. So being number 7, like, how was the dynamics in the house? Were there, you know, there's always sibling rivalry and all of that. Did you experience any of that? The bullying, or did you do the bullying?
So crazy, because I can tell you right now, there's 12 different versions of this story.
Obviously,
right. So from my point of view, as the seventh child, I spent a lot of time with my mother and my sisters. You know, like my mother was pregnant, my sister after me and my sister before me. We rubbed my mother's feet. You know, like, you know, with the other kids, we were there. So. Like what I saw mostly was unity, because we in church, we together, we singing together. You know, when we washing clothes. This is stuff I'm mentioning in my book that I'm writing. Oh, nice. This is nice. We used to wash our washing in the tub. I'm sure. People do. You know, no. We ran. Me and my sister. We sing songs. You know. So there was so much of that that there wasn't really there wasn't big fights and rivalry in the house. Like. Yes, sometimes, you know, we'd have some arguments or whatever, but because my father was such a strong man, the term, I'm gonna tell you, Daddy, that term was the scariest shit ever. Because you don't want Pops to come home looking for your ass, because he's got 12 kids, and by the time he gets to you, or the time he gets through his day, he's probably frustrated as hell. So
you know, did you guys get spankings?
Yes.
All right.
And I can say My dad he didn't hold back.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad for it because he whipped us into shape. Like, if you imagine, there's people that can't control their 1-year-old in the mall.
True, very true, yeah.
And they don't want to spank the child, and they don't want to,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And that child becomes a problem the whole life. So if you have 12 kids, listen, you're going to crack a whip because at some point you need to have some order.
Yeah.
So everybody, like I said, everybody will tell the story differently.
Yeah.
For me, the spankings were they were necessary.
Yeah.
We didn't think that way. When you get a height, you don't think I'm supposed to be screaming my ass off.
Yeah.
No, but I see how it guided me. I see how it helped me also not lose my way. Because I mean, none of us are on drugs. You know, none of us are like off the rails.
And that's
or whatever.
very rare.
You
find
12,
people with 2 kids and one of them is on drugs.
You know what I mean? So glory to God for that, because when I look at my family, it's a blessing.
Jalo, Jalo. We know who young Zulu.